Las Vegas today is one of the most visited cities in the United States, making billions of dollars every year through tourism. The city is home to many of the largest hotels in the world, with around 150,000 hotel rooms altogether. Located in the middle of the Mojave Desert, it for a long time seemed very unlikely that this small town would grow into the metropolis that it is today. What's up, guys? Freindlyneighborhoodpig here, and today we're going to be looking at the history of Las Vegas. The modern settlement of Las Vegas began on May 15, 1905, when Montana Senator and entrepreneur William A. Clark auctioned off 110 acres of land alongside the San Pedro, Los Angeles, and Salt Lake Railroad he had built. Las Vegas was chosen as a stop along the way connecting Salt Lake City, Utah, and Los Angeles, California by rail because of the availability of water from the nearby springs. However, it wasn't until 1911 when Vegas became officially incorporated as a city, and by 1920 the population was only 2,304. Things began to change for the city of Las Vegas and the entire state of Nevada on March 19, 1931, when Governor Fred Balzar signed into law Assembly Bill 98, which legalized gambling throughout the entire state. This was the first time gambling was legal in the state since it was banned in 1909. Along with legalizing gambling in 1931, the state also lowered divorce requirements from an already short 3 months to 6 weeks, meaning anyone who lived in Nevada for 6 weeks was able to get a divorce if they wanted to. These changes helped attract more people and bring more money to Nevada throughout the Great Depression. Around this time was also when construction for the Hoover Dam began to be built. Being a short distance from the dam, many workers would go to Las Vegas to gamble, which continued to help Vegas's population and economy grow. At first, most of the casinos were located downtown, the first being Hotel Nevada, now known as the Golden Gate Hotel and Casino, which opened in 1906 on what is now Fremont Street. The first casino on what would later become the Strip was the Paradise Club that opened in 1931, shortly after gambling was legalized. The first large hotel and casino on the Strip was the El Rancho Vegas, which opened on April 3, 1941. Thomas Hall, who owned multiple hotels in California, opened El Rancho outside the city limits of Las Vegas in order to save money. Although some were skeptical of the location, Hall intended to target people traveling from Los Angeles along Highway 91. When it opened, El Rancho Vegas had 65 hotel rooms, a casino, restaurants, a swimming pool, and offered different entertainment options including horseback riding. The quick success of El Rancho led to the Paradise Club being rebuilt into the Hotel Last Frontier in 1942, which became the second resort on the Strip. The hotel was expanded and renamed the New Frontier in 1955, and in 1956, Elvis made his Las Vegas debut there, performing for 2 weeks. The Frontier closed in 2007, and as of the making of this video, the land remains abandoned today. The only remaining part of the original Frontier Hotel is the Little Church of the West, which was built in 1943 and today is the oldest building on the Las Vegas Strip and is still a popular location for people to get married in Vegas. The original El Rancho was destroyed in a fire in 1960, and the third resort to be open on the Strip and currently the oldest still open was the Flamingo. The Flamingo was started by businessman Billy Wilkerson, who owned multiple successful nightclubs on the Sunset Strip in Los Angeles. Wilkerson saw an opportunity in Vegas and sought to make the Flamingo nicer than the other casinos already in the city. In 1945, he purchased 33 acres of land along Highway 91, which would later become the Strip. Around this time, people in organized crime were also starting to look for ways to make money in Vegas. Famous mobsters Bugsy Siegel, Gus Greenbaum, Mo Sedway, and Meyer Lansky purchased the El Cortez Hotel and Casino in downtown Vegas. Shortly after the construction for the Flamingo began, Billy Wilkerson began to run out of money and started to look for ways to get more funding. Bugsy Siegel and his associates helped Wilkerson with the money, and the two became business partners. Eventually, after a number of disagreements during the construction process, Wilkerson left the project, and Bugsy Siegel opened the Flamingo on December 26, 1946. The resort's opening underperformed expectations, causing it temporarily closed down before being reopened as the Fabulous Flamingo on March 1st, 1947. It was the first high-end resort on the Strip, and after that didn't take long for it to become successful. The original resort had luxurious rooms, swimming pools, and different entertainment options. Bugsy Siegel even had his own private room with bulletproof glass and multiple different escape routes. Unfortunately, though, he would not live to see the hotel's long-term success, as he was assassinated on June 20th, 1947. Over the years, the Flamingo has changed ownership and been renovated many times, and while it is still in operation today, nothing from the original building is left. Also in 1946, the Golden Nugget Casino opened in downtown Las Vegas. To this day, though, the Las Vegas Strip remains outside the Vegas city limits in the unincorporated towns of Paradise and Winchester, Nevada. The Strip continued to grow throughout the 1950s, following the success of the first few resorts built there. Examples of resorts opened during this time are the Desert Inn, which opened on the Strip in 1950, followed by the Sahara and the Sands, which opened in 1952. In 1957, the Tropicana opened and is still there today. As more hotels and casinos opened, gambling became no longer the only attraction, with lots of people coming to see famous musicians and other celebrities perform in the many shows Vegas was becoming known for. Also, because of the city's close proximity to nuclear test sites, it earned the nickname Atomic City. People would be able to see the explosions from their own hotel rooms. The Sky Room at the Desert Inn was one of the most popular places to witness the nuclear tests, and hotels across Vegas began serving atomic cocktails, a drink which included vodka, brandy, and champagne, and there were even Miss Atomic Bomb-themed beauty pageants held throughout the city. However, atomic tourism didn't last long, as above-ground nuclear testing was outlawed in 1963. The famous Welcome to Las Vegas sign was erected at the end of the Strip in 1959, and by 1960 the population had grown to 64,000. As the population continued to increase, more hotels and casinos opened, such as Caesar's Palace in 1966 and Circus Circus in 1968. In the 1980s, tourism began to decline due to economic conditions as well as new competition from Atlantic City, New Jersey, which recently legalized gambling and meant that people on the East Coast will be less likely to visit Las Vegas. This decline wouldn't last very long, though, as by the end of the decade the Strip began to drastically change, mostly due to real estate developer Steve Wynn opening the Mirage in 1989. Wynn got his start in Vegas by purchasing stakes in the Golden Nugget Casino and the Frontier. After making money with those, he went on to open the Mirage, which was the first new hotel built on the Strip in over a decade. When it opened, it was unlike anything else that had been on the Strip before, with around 3,000 hotel rooms, a man-made volcano, indoor jungle and dolphin habitat, as well as other entertainment options. Its success led to more mega resorts being opened throughout the 90s, all of which offered more luxurious accommodations and entertainment than had previously been on the Strip. The next year, Excalibur Hotel and Casino opened, and in 1993, Steve Wynn opened his second resort called Treasure Island. Also in 1993, MGM Grand and Luxor opened as well. In 1998, Steve Wynn opened his most ambitious project, the Bellagio. Costing $1.6 billion to make, it was the most expensive hotel built at the time. More casinos opened in 1999, including the Venetian, which today is the second largest hotel in the world. As more casinos continue to be built, many of the older ones were destroyed to make room for the newer mega resorts that were quickly becoming more common in Vegas. For example, today the Venetian is where the Sands Hotel and Casino used to be before it was destroyed in 1996, and in the early 90s, the Dunes was imploded and replaced with the Bellagio later in the decade. The last of the Desert Inn was demolished in 2004, and now the Wynn and the Encore take its place. By the end of the 1990s and into the 2000s, the Las Vegas Strip had been rebuilt into largely what it is today. At the end of the 20th century, Las Vegas was the largest American city that was founded during that same century. In less than 100 years, Vegas grew from a small frontier town to the world-famous destination it is now, with a population of over 600,000 as of 2020. Even today, the Vegas Strip continues to change as more hotels and casinos continue to open each year, and the city continues to grow. What's up guys, Freindlyneighborhoodpig here. Just want to thank you for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. More videos coming soon.